All right, another drawing tool that we have in Illustrator is the pencil tool, and you will find it nested under the paintbrush tool. That's probably the tool that you have showing, so click and hold down to get to the pencil tool. This lets you draw free-form open and closed paths that contain curves and straight lines, and it's very similar to drawing on paper. So as you draw with the pencil tool, anchor points are created according to the options that you set up prior to using it, and they can be adjusted when you're done. So let's jump to Artboard 2, and we're going to see some dot-to-dot work here. And let's make sure we have our pencil tool from the toolbar, and we're going to double click on it first to set up our some details about it. So the default behavior is the fidelity is right in the middle. Smooth means less anchor points, it's smoother. Accurate means lots and lots of anchor points, which will make it more accurate, but maybe not as smooth. We're going to crank this all the way up to smooth to show how this works. Then we want to have these options that are checked, kept checked. So keep selected, close paths when they're within 15 pixels, etc. We're going to go with this and say OK. Now we can see that we have that asterisk again, and that means you're ready to start with whatever tool it is. If by any chance you don't see a pencil and you see an X, like this, that's because your caps lock button is on, and that gives you more precision. But when the caps lock is off, you actually see the pencil. So before we actually draw this, let's make sure that we have no fill. We're still at that 90% gray color of stroke, and we're going to have a 3-point stroke. So we're going to set it up before we draw. Move your pencil, your cursor, over this red dot, and when you see the asterisk, that means we're going to start. So we're going to press and drag. We're not going to let go of our mouse. We're just going to drag it around. Try to copy this as best you can. I have not let go of my mouse yet. And when I get back, I'm going to see my cursor change, meaning it's ready to fill in. And when I let go, it fills in the path. And because I had my fidelity at smooth, it put in not as many anchor points, and it tried to keep everything relatively smooth. You might find that doing this with a mouse is like trying to draw with a potato in your hand, and I would agree. Which is why in a week or two, in class anyway, we're going to use the Wacom drawing tablets, and you'll actually be holding a pen in your hand when you draw this. It'll be a little bit easier than designing with the mouse, which we call the potato. All right, if you're not entirely happy with how you drew this, we can do some redrawing. So with your pencil tool, when you have the asterisk, you're going to start a new path. We don't want to do that. So we want to take it till the asterisk goes away and we're on the path or close. And then I can say, it should have been more like this. And when I let go, it fixes the path. Or again, it should have been right here. Oh, there we go. So if you need to redraw this, you certainly can. And if you screw up and make a line like that, you just didn't quite get it right. So I'm going to go from here to here. There we go. So you can redraw this and make it any way you would like. When you are complete, let's just fill this flame with some red, and we're going to move on to using the pencil to draw straight lines instead of curves. As you can tell from the bottom, we are going to use the same tool to make straight lines as well. So click on your pencil tool, bring it over starting at the bottom at the red dot, and what we're going to do is click once, and we're going to set down that point. Come on, there we go. And then we're going to start drawing up to here, and we're going to let go when we get to the blue. The reason we let go is just so I can show you how, if that ever happens, you can continue drawing from that point and re-hook up to that, if you will. So I see my cursor has an asterisk, which means if I started drawing, it would be a whole new line again. But when I get it close to this, it turns into a minus. That means it's going to pick up from that point and move forward. So we're going to work from there, but we're going to hold the Option key, and as we keep going, it's going to give us a straight line. So we're going to come out to this orange dot. Do not let go of your mouse, but do let go of the Option and then continue drawing around. And when you get to the purple, add the Option again, and then you can draw in a straight line until you've completed the path. So this obviously could have been done with a rounded rectangle, but we're going for a little bit more of a handmade, hand-drawn look. So we're using the pencil tool instead, not that perfectly symmetrical rounded rectangle that we could get. All right. With our path selected, we're going to go and give it a brown fill. So find a brown color in there that you're happy with. Grab your selection tool and drag the fire down onto the log, and we want to bring it in front. So we're going to do an object, arrange, bring to the front so that the stacking order is different. We then want to select both of these shapes, so we're going to drag across to select them. Notice all the rest of this is not being selected. It is either locked or it is a template layer, as I suspected. We'll get to those later in the class. But we are only selecting these two pieces. Once we have them selected, we're going to copy them. So Command-C or an Edit Copy, that put it into virtual memory. We want to move to our next artboard, so I'm just going to come down to the bottom left and I'm going to click on the Next button, and then we want to paste it here. So we're going to do a Command-V, Edit, Paste. And we're going to drag the artwork up as we see in a picture, which gets it kind of up in here. Yeah, kind of up at that point. And that is our pencil tool.